Here we go, another best of 5 in the top right side. We have the blue Protoss representing Alpha X. It is a classic. Bottom left side, the red Protoss is the Freaks Trap. Neither of them having the little icon there. That's alright, we'll figure something else out. I'm pretty sure it was Classic versus Trap. That was a fantastic show, and Classic actually managing to get the upper hand in that one. I believe it was the final series of the previous Super Series I casted. It was quite a show to see. Really did go back and forth. Up and down, an emotional roller coaster for both players. And all the viewers. We get brought along for that ride of emotions, of course, in this beautiful game. The changing of winds in someone's sail all of a sudden, as they figure out, oh boy, there's a proxy Stargate here, or something like that, you know, anything of the sorts. Of these probe games in the early game as well, in PvP. I bet if you're a Protoss player, this is, you know, it's just frustrating. That's all it is. Probably, but what are you gonna do? Used to get this probe out of here though pretty soon. Is he gonna block it? Yes, he is. Puts the pylon down, wants to know kind of what came out of those gateways, of course. Both these players going for the initial 2 adepts. Both of them hoping to be proactive with that scouting and potentially get some damage dealt, of course, there. How many PvPs have we seen ending because someone just didn't notice 2 adepts coming in? Wasn't quite ready with the probe at the front door. For example, this probe right here. If this was the probe, right, if there was shades coming in right there, that probe would not have done its job. Probably Classic would have prioritized that probe movement a bit more so in that case. Would have paid attention to it, but... well, this could be devastating. Is that gonna work? There's still a probe there. 2 more adepts coming out. Looks like they will be able to get a good scout there. Shouldn't be surprised. Same thing here on the other side. As Classic is bringing in a Phoenix as well towards the other side of the map. 4 adepts of... oh dear, he cancelled the pylon. The 4 adepts are in now. Are they going to try to target down as many probes as possible? No. We do get a reasonable scout though into the main base, seeing that Stargate and such. Adepts of Classic falling in the front door area of Trap. Not going to be able to accomplish much. Things quiet down again. Let's take a look at the resources lost tab. Definitely a bit of a harder loss here for Classic, losing 2 pylons together with the 2 adepts. Trap only losing a single probe and a single adept. May start losing a couple more probes though with those Phoenix out and about. Scary units. Adept Glaive coming out of Classic. Alright. Now I believe this Adept play works well against Salads, I would imagine, but my PvP knowledge is not that extended. I don't usually see Adept Glaives in PvP. Getting a sentry there, not bad. A couple of those probes. 3 in total. Adepts now making a bit of space there as well. Freaking out Trap ever so more. Things are still equal, though. This is going to be this is going to be wild. I can't wait. Against the Blink Stalkers as well. I feel like Blink Stalkers should do pretty good against the Adept Glaive, but we'll see. We're seeing more Adepts starting to come across the map. I wonder if he knows what is coming. Alright, Phoenix scouting out the main base, seeing not too much. Now arriving with his Adepts. How is this gonna go? He's starting to add up the shield batteries in his main base. He's a bit more aware about the situation here, of course, than Trap is. He did have his army a bit more hidden. As now Trap, realizing the situation as well, is gonna send most of his army straight up into the main base, realizing he needs that to go as well as possible. The Adepts for Classic kind of stationary at the moment, as he is prioritizing trying to keep his main base alive as well. Now the Adepts here, there we go, now starting to really get on top of those probes. That is what he needs to do, shut down all bit of mining and try to just prolong this game right now. He needs to just keep warping in more units at home. He's going to recall all of the Adepts as well. This is starting to look pretty good and solid now for Classic. Those army numbers for Trap have fallen apart. The worker supply down to 15 to 19. But the army supply, that is where the real kicker is at the moment. Those Stalkers having an extremely rough time trying to get away from these Adepts right now. Stalkers. Oh, they're gonna make it. Here we go. 2 more maybe. Oh, gets out of there. Not bad. Not bad. What is bad though is Trap's position here once again. It's gonna, yeah, one pylon warp in here is not going to be sufficient against this amount of Adepts. Look at that, quite quickly handled. Main base for Classic, what does he have exactly there? Trying to get more Stalkers ready to help out. Does have those 2 shield batteries right now ready to help out as well. Shield battery overcharge comes into effect. GG is called. Classic takes game number 1 in quite a fancy way. Alright. Going to be waiting for things to progress a little bit more again. Not sure if we'll see the Adept Glaive tactic coming in another time in this best of 5, but you never know. You never know. It works once, might work a second time. Happy birthday for yesterday's streamer. Who was streaming yesterday? I know it was Rushy's birthday recently, and then Biomoves as well. Is there another person who had a birthday recently? I don't know. See these games unfold here. Pylon block here and there, never hurt no one. Except the one who's getting pylon blocked, of course. Slice and dice. Probe on the run. Stalker will put an end to that quite shortly, as we're back over here with a Nexus on the way for Classic. Stargates coming up for Mr. Trap. Mr. Trap. Keeping a little probe hidden. Might just be for scouting purposes. Hoping to keep tabs on that. Well, actually, no. He's going for... What is he going for? One gate, one Stargate. Nothing else just quite yet. Should go for a Nexus here. He's getting a bit more aggressive with his units. He did make 2 Stalkers after all. That Stalker, though, the first initial one, getting shot down quite quickly by the Oracle. The Oracle here having a rough time with that Zealot still shooting his behind. Oh, but now there's a Phoenix in the mix. Oracle runs off into the upper right corner. Doesn't want to sit around there for too long. The Stalker for Classic does survive, though, with the help of that Zealot giving chase to the opposing Stalker. Gets that probe as well. Nexus advantage quite severely here for Classic now. Who's even going to get an adapt into the natural base and see that he does have this advantage right here. Going to be mining from the second base quite a lot earlier on and have that double probe production here for quite a while before it is available for his opponent. Now, how is Trap going to respond to this situation? Is he going to try to be more active out and about on the map? Killing some probes here and there. That wouldn't hurt, of course. 2 probes is a good start. I don't think it's going to be enough to settle the score here. Getting a couple of Stalkers. Now, this is starting to add up quite a bit. He doesn't lose any of those Phoenix, which doesn't look like it will be the case. Oracle for Classic still alive as well, surprisingly enough. Managed to stay floating up in the sky with all those evil Phoenix as well as Stalkers hanging about. What's he going to go for right here? I don't think there's really much you can go for, honestly. Yeah, brave effort, but couldn't quite make anything work there. Just a little bit of scouting, I suppose, right? A lot of active maneuvering from those Phoenix of Trap, trying to be aware of where everything is going to be on the map. Moving in for more of those probes. Classic. Using 5 of them here. Putting Trap actually ahead in the work account. Still ahead on the army supply as well. A lot of that is in the Phoenix. Gonna make up for that little bit of a weaker ground force by procuring himself a couple of these Immortals. Should pack quite a mean punch to those Stalkers, of course. And hopefully with the help of those Phoenix, there's just not going to be enough Stalkers to hunt down the Immortal in an efficient manner. The Phoenix are busy across the map. They're busy taking out more of those probes. There's still a lot of units here with the shield battery especially, and I don't think... Oh dear, shield battery overcharge, fellas. Shield battery overcharge. It's quite a mighty thing, isn't it? It truly is. It truly is. Overestimating his odds there slightly. Classic loses a big portion of his Stalker squadron. Trying to snipe down the single Immortal. Really taking a hit there. More than double the resources lost there for Classic in the minerals field at least. Down with about 10 supply. Almost 20 supply in army. This could be a convincing victory here in the works for Trap. Needs to find a way to play this game out. And actually, yeah, Classic already realizing that he is on the losing end here. GG is called. Tying up the series is Trap. We have a bit of the probe tricking going around. How could you call this? The probe rodeo. That's why you unleash one of your own probes. With a bit of rabies. Unleash that into the populace of your opposing player's probe line and watch pandemonium unfold. Right. Classic nicely blocking off that area right there on top where you would like to have that first pylon. Doesn't happen for Trap here. He does have that pylon situated between his gateway. There's a cancellation though for both players. Trap more likely to get himself the Nexus quite early on here, I assume. There we go. A little lead there. Both of them having those targets. A bit earlier there for Classic. That's where his advantage is. The very slight one, clearly. But, you know, if Trap ever goes across the map with his Stargate units initially, as the first player, that could be a bigger advantage, of course, than it might seem right now. Ooh, nice targeting there from Classic. Good control with those targets. Wins the 2v2. Sentry might be... I don't know how that changes the math here, actually. Oh, nice shooting there from Trap. Let's get a couple of freebies. Probably will be the end of the poking here. 2 adepts still around, though. Pylon still in production. It's not gonna manage anywhere here with those adepts. Rotating to the other side already. Smart play there from Classic. He's like, alright, well, you're gonna know where my adepts are, so I'm gonna go elsewhere now. Stalkers, ooh, moving further along the track. Do find a hidden pylon here. Who knows what devilish tricks were planned for that later down the line. 2 adepts find themselves a bit of free space here. In the... Ooh, Oracle has to be taken away as well. It's hard to say if any of these players so far really had an advantage. I think I like Trap's position a bit better. Because he did manage to pick up a couple of units. And he's got himself the Phoenix versus the Oracle. Right? And unless if this Oracle still manages to get something done. Which, you know what? Amazing that it just managed to pass by that Phoenix right there. Let's see how much it really can get done though. With this amount of Stalkers everywhere, there's still 2 more Stalkers here in the main base. It gets 2 probes, and I think that is going to be most of it. Although, finds another one. Fair enough. Harassment for Trap. On the other side, doesn't find anything. So, you know what? I guess a small victory there for Classic. Trying to utilize the Phoenix aggressively. Does leave your main base a bit more open, of course. The 5 Stalkers, surprisingly not enough to prevent those, what was it, 3 probe kills? I guess it were 3 or 4? No, it was just 3. So I think that's still manageable damage there being taken for Trap. It's not gonna put him out of this game. There might be 1 or 2 more units available now for Classic if we do have another fight occur. As the Stalker numbers ready at the probes. Not losing too much more. This Oracle, I am amazed with how long it's been in the air still. Finding itself, look at that. Oh, wonderful stuff. Sorry, we're not building a Nexus here today, Mr. Trap. That is going to have to wait for another time. The probe is in stasis. We have another attempt here. This one is a bit more tricky with the 2 Stalkers there. Does manage to prevent the Oracle from dying once more. Very nice control from Classic with that Oracle so far. It's gonna do a little stasis right here. Is annoying. Only gets 2 probes though. gets out of there again. Not much of an attempt has been made by those Phoenix though to shut down this Oracle. Still more so relying on the aggressive nature of these Phoenix at this moment. And there it is, finally going to be paid off for him. His patience. Managing to get himself 6 probes right there in the main base of a Classic. Two Immortals, 17, 18 Stalkers. Classic will have to bring all his units here together, which could cause... Okay, no. Chap decides to back off. Once again, struggling with the Oracle in his main and natural base. And once again, it's going to stay alive here. Is it? Okay, it is. Almost jinxed it. Trap on its way towards the Archon Charge Lot army composition right now. Classic, is he making any changes at the moment? I don't see any Templar archives. So he's going to stick to the Blink Stalkers for a little bit longer. Doesn't manage to get anything done in the third base of Trap. Starts losing a couple more units here. Now is starting to get quite aggressive though. An aggressive blink forwards. Attempting to snipe down the Immortal side battle. Whatever he can get at this moment in time. Thinking backwards. More Zealots coming in from the flank here. Classic is ground forces seemingly a bit too overwhelming. A bit too much for Trap to handle. A lot of that supply still in that 4 Phoenix squadron of his as well. Which were not part of the mix. We're not able to take out the War Prism in time. Now... Was the War Prism right? Yeah, there was. Okay, and now, yeah, this is just another GG right there. Classic. Alright. Game number 4 could be our last if this man manages to obtain victory here. The blue Protoss. Didn't zoom in. Wait, let me... There we go. Classic. It's another button. I never changed the rotation buttons from like where they are and the zoom in and zoom out buttons. So I have to go all the way across my keyboard. I probably should have changed that at some point in time, but it's just so muscle memorized right now. I don't know if I want to. But that means that once I'm here, I can no longer get out of the zoom of this, because this doesn't work with scroll wheel, right? You can't scroll wheel your way in from here. So you have to go in here first and then do that. Well, anyway. I guess that doesn't... probably doesn't really interest a lot of people. But who knows? Maybe the 1 or 2 out of you there. More of the wild probe chasing going around. I'm trying to mess up that mining overall. Both of them gonna attempt to, well, force the slowdown of the opposing player's Nexus. Don't really see people banking on getting this Nexus this early anymore anyway. Stargate, there we go. Now for Trap. On the other side, he's going for the Stalker first and then going for the Stargate. So the quicker Stargates here for Classic could help out once again. Ooh, another pylon block coming in. So that slowdown of the Stalker of Classic actually gonna be a bit annoying for him here, as he won't be able to clear up that pylon as quickly as he would have otherwise. Is he gonna get cancelled? No, he just lets it finish. That is how much this means to him right now. Not gonna get another pylon down though. And it does appear like Classic had enough other places to spend his money meanwhile. Trap. Actually the one with a slightly slower nexus now. After all of that. Ooh, Classic not going for an Oracle this time. Just straight up into the Phoenix. And that is, that's unfortunate here for Trap, who is gonna go for that Oracle first. Trap gets, or Classic gets the Scout on that as well. And we'll be able to kind of patrol these areas right now. Looking out, where did that Oracle go? Realizing, well, probably downwards somewhere. Sending another Phoenix in. There he goes, sees it. Here it is, as that is a lot of trouble. Has to recall it. Back to base. Gonna try to find another way around. As Classic, man, he is just absolutely predicting this right now. Oh my, how did Trap know to turn around that Oracle? Oh, wait, what? Okay. Getting away again. Just for a couple of seconds. No recall saving him this time around, though. He went out of the house a little bit too soon this time. And there it is. The Oracle goes down. A ground attack now. The next step for Trap here, perhaps. Sending his Stalkers out a bit aggressively. Phoenix probably won't be able to take out these Stalkers here. At least not without taking casualties themselves. Seeing this pylon at the front, that could be a big indicator as well. Might provide him with the knowledge that he will need to make more shield batteries, which is exactly what he's doing right now. May want to add in another pylon here as well, as there's... Am I crazy? This is only one pylon here, right? Yeah. Oh, there's the other one. A little bit of a spotter pylon. Phoenix keeping tab on the Stalker movement. Gotta watch out not to take too much damage on those things, because they are still very valuable kind of damage sinks to fly over the Stalkers here once the battle actually commences. I'm anticipating Trap to make a commitment here, because he did spend an awful lot of resources on these Stalker numbers. Now here we go. One Immortal available for Classic. Is that going to work out the same way it did for his opponent the last time? Just shield battery overcharge, and no matter how much those Stalkers shoot, it just will not die. A lot of probes are gonna fall here, so this is gonna really nail Trap to this track right here, this chosen way. Nice little shade right there into the main base with the Adepts. Allows the Stalkers to blink up into the main base as well. Now trying to tear up the mineral line right here. They are in a pinch though with the Immortal Stalkers from Classic, hot in pursuit. This is not going to be enough here. Third base for Trap is on its way though. They provide a couple of probe kills here. What does he have after this? 12 army supplies still standing. Still more Stalkers being warped in at the front here. That is an Oracle from Classic. Classic still going for the Oracle here later down the line. Now hoping to shut down the retreat from the red Stalkers here. Alright, looks like he's pretty satisfied with what he's accomplished so far. I would be too. This should feel like a very, very solid place for him at the moment in this game. The one concern I still kind of have is that this third base for Trap could provide quite a bit of extra income here. And if that is allowed to stay operational for like a minute or so, that could become the way back into this game for Trap. I don't think Classic is going to allow that happening anytime soon right now. He is already here across the map. Trap, though, being a little bit tricksy, starting to head across the map as well. Doesn't want to take the straight up fight anymore, one that he knows he cannot win anymore. So decides to go for an entirely different play. Heads into the main base, wants to shut down the production on that Robo as quickly as possible. Same is going to be happening here for Classic. Shuts down the shield battery. That is a nice start. Multiple probes here struggling overall. It should be, I imagine, a pretty good victory for Classic. Yeah, GG is called. Classic takes the series, actually, 3-1. Once again, beating Trap. Classic looks very, very strong in the PvP matchup right now. Either that or Trap might not be his best matchup.